Greetings, friends. My name is Darius Tubbs, and I am the Graduate Studies Coordinator over at Stephen F. Austin State University. And today I wanted to record a brief video just kind of showcasing the resources that we have available for our graduate students who are working on their exhibitions, their dissertations, or their theses. So we provide a lot of resources, and I am indeed a resource. If you need specific help with things, that's one of my primary jobs is to support students as they are working through these tasks. So to start off with, we are at the sfasu.edu webpage, and from here, we're actually going to go to the graduate school tab under academics. If you are watching this video, hopefully you are a graduate school student, as am I. And it kind of takes us to this lovely webpage, Office of Research and Graduate Studies. That's where, I work. And so from this webpage, we have Dr. Lane, our dean, and from here we have a lot of great information that can be accessed by our graduate students. For instance, we have important dates, and the important dates will kind of give you the deadlines for various things. Like we know that the application for a thesis or dissertation exam is due by 5 o'clock, July 11th. Um, the last time to have a thesis, dissertation, or exhibition or a comprehensive exam will be Friday, July 25th, and the last time to submit these things are going to be August 8th. So, this kind of gives us just some important dates. Beyond Graduate School is a really cool professional development platform that we are going to roll out. So be looking for that. We're going to have some fun and exciting things to do with Beyond Graduate School. We're thinking watch parties and that kind of thing. The 3MT competition, 3MT stands for 3 Minute Thesis, is a very, very exciting competition that was started in Australia. And essentially, what it is that you have 3 minutes and one static slide to present your thesis, dissertation, your research to a audience of people who are not experts in that field, and it's a competition. It's really, really cool. The conference this year is going to be in February in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So we're looking forward to that. But we are here to talk about dissertations, exhibitions, and theses. So if you click here, or all those words that I just said, um, we can click on dissertation, and what it does is it takes us to the dissertation page where it kind of gives us a step by step from all the way from selecting your committee to final approval and signature. So it gives you a step by step walkthrough of every process that you need to do in order to get a thesis or a dissertation created. So moving on, underneath it, we have final manuscript preparation, and this page is really cool because it kind of tells us, the font types and how we should set up page numbers, the spacing that we have to use, margins, and we're going to get into that a little bit deeper. So parts of a dissertation, if we go down further, it kind of lists how your dissertation should be organized, all the way from the flyleaf blank page and the title page to your vita at the very end. And I'm going to click through these fairly quickly because they all kind of repeat a lot of the same information. Well, fine arts exhibitions a little bit different. So again, it kind of starts us from the selecting our committee all the way to the end. Fine arts is a little bit different because there are specific classes that you have to take for your exhibition. But aside from that, it kind of runs into the same. So it gives us the same kinds of information as far as headings, margins, spacings, gives us the parts again. And one more time, we will look at the master's thesis. And again, kind of same information. It gives us the step-by-step processes. It gives us the parts of the thesis here, and all of that lovely stuff. A journal model is something that I haven't seen yet, but some colleges do journal models, and I'm looking forward to seeing my first one. And it gives us a checklist here as well. So anything that you need in order to complete a thesis can be found here. I also want to show you all these style manuals. So My background is I was a English teacher for about 10 years before I started doing this job. And in that time, I did not realize that there were so many different style manuals. As an English teacher, I lived in the realm of MLA and APA. But it's really cool that we have all of these different style manuals here that I didn't even know existed, like this IEEE. You can click on the style menu and it will take you to a web page that kind of gives you how everything should be. It kind of tells us how to text citations of figures. It gives us all the information that we would need, and use these as you need them. Another really really great place to for resources is forms and guides. So if I click forms and guides, this page is super, super important, and I'll tell you why. So we've done a bit of reorganizing, but we're going to skip admissions because hopefully, if you're watching this video, you're already admitted, right? Um, but I want to look at dissertation, exhibition, and thesis resources. So if I click this, what's really great is that it gives us guides. So where, it had like specific page numbers. So if I click here, how to change page numbers, it'll take us to this guide that step by step shows us how to format our page numbers, complete with like images and like pictures of what all you have to do in order to accomplish these tasks. The reason why these guides are so important is because as you are writing your thesis, your dissertation, or preparing for your exhibition, all of these manuscripts have to follow the same formatting and guidelines as far as consistency goes. Because once you're done and you're ready to publish, we're going to house it on our Stephen F. Austin State University Scholar Works repository. So having said that, that's why all of these things will be checked. So that's one of my jobs, is as you are working through your thesis, your dissertation, your exhibition, you will send those to me, and I will verify that your formatting is correct, and I will reach out to you and with minor corrections and things like that. So this one is how to change margins. Again, you will find that these are super straightforward, easy to follow guides. I kind of feel like if I was able to kind of follow along and figure them out, that anyone can do it, right? Um, Automatic table of contents. We have another link for style manuals. Here's something that I'm particularly proud of: Office of Research and Graduate Studies YouTube tutorials. So I've been creating these YouTube tutorials, which I guess if you were here, you found them. But basically, it's just little videos. Like in case you don't want to watch the page number video or the single page margins are giving you a hard time, you can watch the video guides as a kind of way to help you with those. The formatting samples are also very, very important because, like, you saw that one of the parts is like a title page, one of the parts is a signature page, and then I mentioned Vita. So if we click on these, it'll show us how to format the title page. So it kind of gives us an example complete with how many spaces should be between each um, between each piece of writing. And down here we have an example of how it should look in the end. So that makes it super, super easy to follow. Same thing with the signature pages. It just kind of gives us an example of how it should look once you are done with it. And the sample Vita, again, it's the same. It kind of shows us what the Vita page should look like and what kind of information you should complete on it. So those are all super important. Those are super helpful resources in case you need assistance. Now, moving on from the resources, I want to show you how we're going to submit our dissertations, exhibitions, proposals, or theses. So down here, I've created a button that says submitting all of those things. So if you click on it, I've made it super convenient in that you can click on this portal and it will take you to the Info Ready site. And I will show you that in just a second. But before we do, there are specific colleges that have their own their own application links. And those are super, super important, and they are conveniently placed here. So those three colleges that have very specific links are going to be the Earth Science and Geologic Resources, James Perkins College of Education, The School of Music, yeah, these are the three. So these three have their own, notice that they have their own specific proposal links. They also have their own defense links. So if you were a part of the ESGR college, the PCOE, or the School of Music, make sure you are using these applications here to prevent any delays. But everyone else, if you are in, like, I don't know, forestry or liberal arts or something like that, then you can use these down here where it says thesis, dissertation, exhibitions, and these are kind of your more generic ones. So for instance, this is a proposal link that will you can use for any proposals. Below that is the for exams, your dissertation exam or defense, and below this is with the co-chair option. So the big difference between this one, the application for thesis dissertation exam, and the application for thesis dissertation exam with co-chair options is the number of committee members. Generally, since I've been here, the vast majority of committees are only 4 members with your thesis director and then 3 additional members. But sometimes there are groups that have 5 members, for instance. So this one would have a thesis director and also a co-chair, or a thesis chair and then a co-chair and then 3 others. So this one is if you have 5 committee members. Now I want to show you really quickly how to walk through. Now, if I click the visit portal, it bypasses all of these and kind of takes us to the InfoReady site, which is fine. So it kind of gives us all those same applications that we were looking at. So you want to make sure that, again, you are submitting to the correct place. Say if for instance, if I was submitting to the Perkins College of Education, I would click that one. But again, generally, you're going to pick the application for a thesis, dissertation, exhibition, exam, or the application for thesis, dissertation, exhibition proposals, and those are just your generic general applications. But again, if you're with the School of Music, the Perkins College of Education, or the ESGR, Earth Science and Geologic Resources, you are going to use those specific applications. Okay, so that's just a brief overview of a lot of the great resources that we have in place to help you as you are creating your dissertations, your theses, your exhibitions. Again, my name is Darius Tubbs. I'm the Graduate Studies Coordinator. And if you have any questions or need any support, feel free to reach out to me at darius.tubbs@sfasu.edu. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.